Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. Today is May 6th, and I have another repeat offender for today. If you follow the link below, we looked at an anniversary of another one of the victims of the notorious Dr. Lucy Hagenow. Today we are going to look at the less prolific, but nevertheless way too deadly for anybody's good, Louise Actenberg. Now, Louise Actenberg was a doctor in Chicago, but at the time, doctors who focused on obstetrics were frequently identified as midwives, especially if they were female. So some news coverage of the deaths that Actenberg was responsible for identify her as a doctor and some as a midwife, but to my knowledge, she was a doctor. And we're going to look at what I think is the last of her victims. On May 6th of 1924, a 24-year-old woman named Madelyn died at Chicago's Washington Park Hospital from a criminal abortion that, according to the Homicide in Chicago Interactive Database, had been perpetrated that day, but they're kind of an iffy source of information. Now, according to public records, Madelyn was a native of Norway and had worked as a manicurist at the Morrison Hotel. On May 13th, Actenberg was arrested for Madelyn's death and was indicted for felony murder on May 15th. I've been unable to find out what happened in this case, but if we look at some of the previous cases, probably not a whole lot. Actenberg already had a record as a criminal abortionist. In 1907, Dora Swan had died in a Chicago hospital after an abortion by Actenberg. She was implicated in the 1909 abortion death of Florence Wright, and was identified as the guilty party in the 1921 death of Violet McCormick. So, like I said, when I started covering these criminal abortion deaths, I was kind of disappointed to find out that no, you can break up a lot of bodies and never wind up locked up. We have to be eternally vigilant. The abortion movement is a satanic death cult, and whether abortion is legal or illegal, they want abortions to happen, and they are surprisingly indifferent to the well-being of the women. So you can criminalize it, but you have to stay just as vigilant as you do when you've got Kermit Gosnell. You have Kermit Gosnell, you can have Lucy Hagenow, you can have Louise Actenberg. As long as the officials are willing to let the women die, they're going to die.